On today's show, I'm going to be showing you how to breathe some new life into your old guitars with some cool wiring kits from Gunstreet Wiring Shop. Stay tuned. I love modding my guitars, and I've spoken about modifications that you can make to your instruments on this channel many times before, from upgrading your pickups to doing things to your guitar neck, to removing some of the sticky finish on the back of your neck to make it play and feel nicer. There's a million things that you can do. But sometimes we limit ourselves in terms of the circuits that we're using for the electronics in our guitars. And I'm guilty of this because of my limited knowledge of electronics. It's just a roadblock that I have that kind of hinders me from exploring maybe the full potential of some of my guitars. So I was really happy to find Gunstreet and the wiring circuits that they provide, because now it opens up a whole host of options for my guitars and things that I would not normally attempt to do on my own because of my limited electronic knowledge. And also the fact that I don't really know sometimes what components to use in the circuits, what values to use. I don't want to mess it up, right? So I usually stick to the same type of wiring schemes, maybe one or two typical wiring schemes that I'm familiar with and that I've wired before and are relatively simple. But it's great to have additional options. So today I want to talk to you about a really cool wiring kit that I purchased from Gunstreet, specifically to go into my purple Telecaster that I've been working on and talking about on this channel for quite a while. I think you guys are probably getting sick of me talking about this, but I'm at the point now where I'm building that guitar kit and I want to put in a really cool wiring circuit, and I selected this wiring kit, which is basically a Telecaster circuit, but it's a four-way, and it also includes a treble bleed so that you don't lose the highs when you roll off the volume. It also allows you to use the push-pull pot that it has on it to be able to have an out-of-phase option as well, so that you have the standard three-way Telecaster options, you have the treble bleed, and you also have the ability for an additional sound, which is an out-of-phase sound, which basically flips the phase on the two pickups. So you have an additional sound that you don't normally have on a Telecaster, and I think it's going to be really cool. Now, I'm really impressed by the quality of this build. You can see that they do take a lot of care in putting together their wiring kits. By the level of detail, you'll notice on the close-up shot that you have all of the little pads on the switch itself that are shrink wrapped, so that, you know, there is no chance of getting a short or any kind of buzzing happening. All of the ends of the soldering is actually covered with shrink wrap. Again, beautiful. You don't usually see that. I don't usually do that with my wiring, that's for sure. So this is definitely a step up. You can see also they use orange drop caps here that are very good quality, and I think a lot of people do like that. They also use nice cloth vintage style wiring cover there, so that you have, you know, that vintage look. And everything's so neatly done. You know, everything's clean, neatly done, wrapped, and the quality of the components are also very nice. It's all quality stuff. Now, Gunstreet is located in Portland, Oregon. They've been building these wiring kits since 2015. So quite a few years that they've been in business, and I would say that they have pretty much any kind of wiring kit that you would want or need. All the options are there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to purchase another one of these kits to put into a Strat and probably show you that as well. So I'm eager to put this into my Telecaster right now and basically wire everything up. And in terms of wiring, everything that you need is well documented, including they give you a nice color diagram of the wiring scheme so that there's no doubt on how you need to go about wiring this up. And because everything is connected, it really is just a question of a couple of soldering points, and you're pretty much ready to go. And if you have any questions and you're not sure about how to go about wiring up these kits, you just have to contact the guys over at Gunstreet. They're going to give you all the information you need to make sure that everything is done right. And of course, you know, the one thing I like most, and it's written right there on their website, they're not selling mojo. A lot of different companies that I've seen that sell wiring kits and upgrades and all these kind of things tend to lean a little bit hard to the left in terms of, you know, talking about vintage tone and talking about, you know, how, you know, authentic the caps need to be able to get that vintage tone and all that kind of stuff. Well, the guys over at Gunstreet are straight shooters, and, you know, it's really, they're going to give you the straight ahead advice to what you need. They're going to be able to give you all the technical information you need without all the hype, so you make sure that you do get the flexibility in your instruments that you're looking for. The tone, obviously, is the most important thing, but also the ability to add a little bit more flavor and have a few more tools in your tone palette when it comes to your guitars. And for me, one of the most interesting things is always modding my guitars and trying to squeeze a little bit extra tone or just options out of the guitars. And one way you can do that is, if you're tired of the sounds that you're getting in your guitar, maybe considering selling a guitar because for whatever reason it's not quite doing it for you. Well, before you do that, especially if you like your guitar, before you do that, why don't you try giving your guitar some additional options by putting in a really cool tone circuit. And that just might give you enough, you know, added flavor, enough of a change to breathe some new life into your guitars. I think it's a great option. So I know you guys are all curious to hear this kit in action. As soon as I put it into my purple Telecaster, I will be producing a video review on that build, talking about that particular guitar and showcasing the sounds that you get from the pickups as well as this cool circuit. And we can show you some of the additional cool options that are going to be available on that guitar. So if you're interested in checking out Gunstreet and all of their cool circuits, I'll put a link in the comment section below so you can actually go there and take a look at their inventory, and I'm sure you're going to be amazed at what you find there. And there's something for everyone, like I said, whether you're playing a Les Paul, a Gibson, a Fender, you know, a knockoff, whatever it may be, you'll find what you need there. So have a look and see if you can find an option that's right for you. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Addicted to Gear. Hopefully this video will encourage you to try to better your tone. And if you like what we're doing here, please consider subscribing. There'll be more great videos coming your way on Addicted to Gear very soon. Stay tuned, guys.